Okay, everybody, I have some good news and some bad news. Good news is we have another episode of Minecraft, so that's exciting. Thank you guys for watching. I'm excited to have you here with us. The bad news is the episode was already recorded and none of my audio recorded with it. Basically, what happened was that my recording software had auto selected a microphone that didn't actually exist instead of my actual microphone. So, yeah, so there is no recording and you just have video with no voice. And so it's not a huge deal. A lot of the first part of the video was some kind of updates on what I did off camera, and I can still do that. I'm just gonna do that again. Um, but then we went and explored in the Nether. And unfortunately, you can't re-explore things. And so yeah, so we kind of lose that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna voice over some of the more interesting clips. But yeah, for now, we have some updates for you guys. So first off, we have villagers, guys, which is pretty awesome. You may have seen from the first little clip there, the debacle I had with some zombie villagers. Yeah, it was crazy. I found a very small village. Initially had two villagers. I fed them. They had four villagers. I came back, and it was just two villagers again. So don't know what happened to the other ones. But anyways, I took those two villagers, and immediately as we got into our boats in the water, they got sniped by a trident. And yeah, they both died and turned into zombies. And so I was like, okay, we can make do with that. So I gave them helmets so they wouldn't burn in the sun. Then, as you saw, one of the helmets broke and the guy burnt to death. So that was pretty tragic. I will have to say. But we were able to get another village and get two other villagers here and feed them up, reproduce, get some more. And I have, I think, two right now, these guys that actually have jobs. And then these two I have for future jobs. And then the others I'll keep breeding up. Yeah, this guy's my mending book. This guy just has armor. But yeah, so nothing special there. The design here, so as part of kind of our Minecraft mastery, we want to make multifunctional things that are somewhat efficient. And so here, we have the main function as a trading hall, but also we want some iron production. So this is actually designed to kind of help with being an iron farm as well. And so the inside, it seems pretty spacious, but I'm pretty sure I've made it so iron golems cannot spawn in this initial area. I'm worried maybe right here where I'm standing they can, but I think the stairs here block them off. Initially they could spawn on this carpet, which was interesting to me because underneath isn't solid block, it's just bed. And I thought they needed a solid block underneath carpet to spawn on it. But they could anyways, so I added this beam through the middle here with the trapdoors here. And I can also talk a little bit about the design here with, it's, very brown. That's particularly because, we have a lot of wood. It's an easy early game resource. And so that's where a lot of the brown comes from. But yeah, the main thing I wanted with this build was to use a little bit of mud brick and mud. And so that was kind of the challenge I gave myself, as well as tough. I think I really like this polished tough. You can't have too much of it, just because it is so defined line. It doesn't flow together like wood. But yeah, I really like the color. And I found some interesting things. So as I was playing around with different wood textures and whatnot, I found this jungle wood goes really well with the tough. Because you can see we have this green texture, little splotches of green actually in the wood. And here the tough is a very kind of green tint color with the gray. And so those two colors actually go together very well. I wish I actually had more of them kind of next to each other, but yeah, that was something I noticed. And then the jungle wood, stripped jungle wood, I chose primarily because of its red color. The red orange kind of goes with the red orange of the brick. Because originally I just had stripped oak wood, but the colors didn't quite go together. But then in the back here, I went with some birch wood because it's kind of this contrast. And since you're gonna have a play or a villager kind of in the way, you want something to kind of highlight the villager. And so I think the light color of the birch wood is good. I put a torch in there as well, and it helps light that up. And then yeah, I have mud for the top. As you can see, it kind of goes from this lighter wood up and gets darker, and then it's black in the top. The reason I did that mainly was to try and focus our eyes on this kind of eye level area. I don't want to take too much attention to the textures or the shape up above. But yeah, that worked out. And honestly, probably one of my favorite blocks to build with are these spruce trapdoors. I just really love it's like spruce wood, but then you have this black line through it. A really nice texture. It goes with a lot of things here. It's also nice because we can hide things. So up above here we have an iron farm basically. You can hear the iron golems dying up there. It's not a very efficient iron farm for a couple reasons. I mean, technically we have no zombies to scare these guys. We do have this guy, but he's going to turn into a villager eventually. But he's scaring them, which will increase the spawn rate of the iron golems. But we're not killing them very quickly. As you can maybe see, peek through here, we're just using magma blocks. I actually really like magma blocks. They're a very easy way for a killing mechanism, but they're kind of slow, especially for iron golems. We want like lava. But we'll work on that in the future. But yeah, we just have a little bit of passive production here, nothing crazy. It'll be good for now since I'm gonna spend a lot of time, I bet, just trying to get the trades we want. Even with these just initial 6, or is it 8 villagers, before we continue and expand that way. But yeah, so that's kind of an overview into the design of the village that we have here. So that's nice. And then yeah, I'll be putting like lanterns and little decoration things here and spruce it up just a little bit that way. That'll be fun, I think. But yeah, let's keep going with some updates. So another update is I built a little automatic farm for sugarcane and bamboo, primarily to get resources to trade with the villagers. And the bamboo is really nice to have some kind of wood or fuel that we can use. So this is a simple bud powered system. I just looked up a tutorial on YouTube. You can look up, bud powered automatic farm or something, and you'll get this design. But basically, from my understanding, so I'm not super expert with redstone, what bud powering does is technically those pistons all along the side there are powered. However, they are acting as if they aren't. They feel like they aren't, something along those lines. And so they need some kind of update to recognize that they are actually being powered. And so this line here kind of provides the power. And then whenever something grows, maybe we can watch it. The bamboo's pretty quick. Whenever something grows, it gives that trigger for the what's it called? The piston to extend. It updates it and it recognizes that, oh, I should actually be powered, so I need to extend. There we go. And since one of them gets triggered, the rest also get triggered because they are next to each other and they see that block update. And then yeah, this just provides the power. And then the cool thing here that I thought was really ingenious was the use of gravel or sand here to reset. Basically, this gravel is allowing power to pass through from the barrel to this comparator. Yeah. To then give power to this line here. However, when the piston extends with all the other pistons, it no longer gets that signal, and so it can't give power, and so it resets the system and then re-bud powers it. And so that's kind of nice. But yeah, that's this system. It's nothing crazy. Pretty quick, pretty efficient. I like it because it is a cheaper farm. You're not putting observers at every single plant, and you also get it right on the first grow, which is nice. I think that's the most efficient. I was reading up a little bit about the growth, not exactly sure. It might not make a huge difference, but uh, yeah. So this is kind of another example of that Minecraft mastery that I'm trying to get to. Learning to use new tools, so the bud powering, and getting a little more familiar with that. Okay. Oh yeah, and we get cats every once in a while, as well as a zombie pigman. Apparently, where do you go, guys? We totally had a zombie pigman in here. Like, what the heck? I don't know where he got out to. I didn't even know he would be able to get out of here. Maybe the sheep ate him. They're kind of scary. But yeah, so we have some sheep here, just a small little farm to help them or help us get some wool for beds and for carpet, especially up there. That was important. But yeah, and then so the last kind of update is with our tools. So we have a looting 3 sword here now, which is awesome. We also happen to get sharpness, knockback, and unbreaking on it. So it was like a perfect enchantment, honestly. Um, we want sharpness 5 probably, and honestly, smite might be a better thing to have, but we'll go with sharpness, kind of all around good. But then yeah, we have mending that we put on our pickaxes. Here's our other one. I put it away while we were traveling in the Nether. Let's see. Oh, it's up here. But yeah, so we have mending on our pickaxes, mending on our sword. The next thing I'm trying to go for is a good bow. Once we get up to 30, which we are almost at 30 XP. Yeah. And then also next episode, or in between episodes, I guess, I'm going to be working on a spider XP farm. Finally, I found a mine shaft with some spider spawners, because that first one that's right here had no spider spawners in it, which is tragic. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, we found like 3 or 4 really close to each other in a different uh, mine shaft that's just over the mountain and then underneath. But yeah, so that's really cool. I'm honestly excited about building that because especially spiders are kind of hard to build a farm for. So it'll be a fun challenge to kind of get a new design going. Yeah, that's pretty much all the updates that I have for you guys. So I kind of tried to pad the time a little bit because it'll be a pretty short episode, I think. But then I'm just going to give you guys a quick voiceover of some of the interesting things going on with the Nether exploration. So yeah, I just have our temporary portal just right there. And yeah, I guess here let's be cinematic. Let's go through the portal to the voiceover. Okay guys, so we have GreenHonda voiceover mode activated. Yeah, I'll just be talking over my exploration here of the Nether Fortress. I'm not going to show all of it, of course, because we do quite a lot of farming. It takes quite a bit to get things all figured out and oriented, but yeah, I'll at least I want you guys to be a part of this experience, and so I want to show this off at least, even if it is just a voiceover. So yeah, the reason we're coming to the Nether, and especially to the Nether Fortress, there are 2 main reasons. First off, we want to get potions going. The main reason we want to get potions is one, once we get fire resistance potion, the Nether is a lot less dangerous. But right now I have to be so cautious because if I die, it is so hard to re-navigate and get your stuff. And then if you have potions in the first place, it's a lot harder to die. And so that's one reason we want potions. The other main one is because we want to cure our villagers. So we have a zombie villager, we want to make those weakness potions and give them some golden apples to cure them, get better trades, get villagers from the zombie villagers, And yeah, so that's a really important thing for us to do. And then, so yeah, that's the reason we want potions. The second reason we're here is to get wither skeleton skulls. And yeah, those are a game changer. I think there are a few key points in Minecraft where you kind of get to a new level of progression. I think like a Fortune 3 diamond pickaxe is one of those levels. Like once you get Fortune 3, resources are just so much easier to get. You get so much coal and redstone and iron from the things you mine, and diamond you don't have to really worry about. And then you have like villager trading is kind of the next big one, or depending on which direction you go. Some people just rush the villager trading first, and get their tools that way. Yeah, so that's kind of the next one. Once you get villager trading, it's like, okay, you pretty much have everything you need. You just need to set it up where you can afford it, right? But yeah, not everything. You guys know what I mean. But then yeah, after that, getting a beacon is kind of the next big one. It is huge to have a beacon, especially for the haste effect. Once you get that haste and you can insta-mine the stone and whatnot, it makes things so easy. Okay, here's a funny part where I was trying to get this this spawner all cleared out, and I run in there, and there's like 5 or 6 just blazes right there in my face, and my health goes down so fast. And so I ran back out, and I was like, let's try to do this a little more methodically, block this off and whatnot. But yeah, so you can enjoy me getting pestered by blazes as I talk here. Like I was saying, the beacon is so important to the game. For the haste, for the extra mining, for the resistance. Once you want to make different farms here in the Nether, having a resistance or fire resistance, or actually, can you get fire resistance with a beacon? I don't know, I haven't done a whole lot with it. But the regen and the resistance is huge, especially for wither skeletons farms, which we will be trying to make. But yeah, so that's kind of the goal here. And so what I do, I run through and I explore this nether fortress, looking for the wither skeletons, looking for the nether warts. I got distracted here because of that crazy fall right there. There's this 1 block gap that I fell down, and any other fortress really, you're usually directly over lava, and that would have been death. That would have been death right there, and all my stuff would have been gone. So I had a mini heart attack during that. I was just remembering. But yeah, so back to kind of the exploration here. So we go through looking for the nether wart and the wither skeletons. And this fortress is so small, guys. We've gotten so unlucky. We had a small village, small first nether fortress as well. It has no like downstairs where the nether wart spawn. There's no nether wart room. And so I spent all this time looking for this fortress. I was so excited to find it, and then they didn't even have nether warts. So that was kind of tragic. But I will spoil, because we're not gonna go through and show this whole thing. You can watch me going crazy on these blazes though, trying to dodge all their attacks. Almost got this spawner figured out. But yeah, guys, there was no nether warts. We did, however, get 3 wither skeleton skulls. So next episode, we will be fighting a wither, which is very exciting, I think, to get to that and to see if we die or not. I think we'll go with a semi-cheese strategy of digging down to the what's it called? Deep slate? Yeah, the deep slate. Just making a big tunnel, putting him in at the end, and then just wailing on him with my bow, and then eventually the sword. But yeah, so we'll be fighting that next episode. Um, but yeah, I think so. We pretty much have this spawner all cleared out, and we're making a little enclosure for it. And I think we're gonna call that an episode, or not an episode. Call that for this first part of the clip. And yeah, I'll show a few other things here. Okay, so here I just wanted to give you guys a better view of the fortress. This is pretty much all of it. So right there where I was looking to the left was where we were underground. There's one little wing there, but then this outside area is pretty much the rest of it. And so that's kind of showing how small it is. It is kind of nice. We have like one intersection here and then another one over there. And so I think it'll be a good place for a skeleton farm, a wither skeleton farm. Uh, Gonna have to think about if I want to slab the whole area around it. It's kind of nice to have something over the lava because then you don't have to clear out so much of the spawning places. But yeah, so as you can see, it's a very small area here, and I am getting sniped by this blaze over there. But I don't know if I show it very well, but yeah, there's no, it's a very skinny platform here. There's nothing underneath it, no other platforms that go down. And so yeah, I just wanted to show kind of the structure of the fortress so you can orient yourself a little bit. And here's me, I think, getting our first skeleton skull. So that's exciting. And then I go on and keep farming and get two more. But yeah, this is me looking for like there's gotta be more to the fortress. Like please give me a nether wart. But we don't end up getting any, which is sad. But yeah, so I keep on farming here, nothing special, and I get three skeleton skulls, and then I head out looking for another fortress. And I don't actually end up finding a fortress. I actually find a bastion that had nether warts in it, which I didn't even know they could have. Okay, guys, I'm still here doing a voiceover. This was just my ending clip that I had here. But that was yeah, that was pretty much it for our nether adventure there. Did pretty good. I'm gonna show you guys here the chest of kind of what we got. We did end up, like I said, finding those two little nether warts in the bastion, which was a miracle. I didn't even know that was possible. Is kind of crazy. But then, yeah, we ended up with three wither skeleton skulls. I'll show you here, as well as Soul Speed 1 book from the Bastion, which is tragic, kind of useless if you're asking me. Might as well just not have it. We're really looking for that Soul Speed 3. But yeah, so overall it was a pretty good adventure there in the Nether. Got a lot of blaze rods. We did end up getting ancient debris as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think we're gonna end the episode here, and I'm so grateful for you guys for watching and supporting. I hope you're enjoying. I'm trying to be maybe a little more professional. The lack of audio here isn't showing that off very well, but I'm trying to make something that's enjoyable. And but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.